Hey everyone, I'm Johnny Electronic, but you can call me John. You guys might be asking, Johnny, what kind of video is this? And I'm glad you asked. This is actually a brand new series where I analyze the artist's art style and replicate their skills to see if it's actually worth it or not. And today, we're going to be analyzing the Super Smash Flash 2 art style, a Smash Brothers Flash game developed by SSF2 team and published by MechLead Gaming. So let's get started. Okay, so the style is basically a mix of the Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate art styles, but in a pixel art format. And from what I can tell, every sprite has the darker colors around the outlines, with 2 to 5 tones for the shading. Some characters have more or less details on their anatomy and clothing, and of course, the colors are between colorful and muted, matching the game's serious tone like the official Smash games. Except Smash 64. Anyway, now that the style is analyzed, let's move on to the software for pixel art. There are various pixel art software that you can use for spriting. You can either A. Buy a sprite for $20, B. Download LibreSprite for free, C. Use GraphicsScale for free, or D. Use non-pixel art software for PC and mobile devices like Clip Studio Paint, Ibis Paint, and Photoshop. But for the sprite, I'll be using A-Sprite to replicate the style. The first thing I did was scale down the NES era Mario artwork and trace on top of the artwork with the green outlines. I feel like tracing is fine for beginners if you're learning how to draw the characters digitally. But if you're tracing the art from the official media, make sure you give credit to the artist or the company for the illustrations. Or you can just use the images and model sheets as references if you're trying to recreate the character's original design. Next, I have to create a new palette from the sprites. Click on the palette icon to edit the colors, choose the index mode, change the green color to black, change it back to the RGB color mode, and then you can load the default palette. Lastly, I have to color pick the original sprite, color the areas, and then I can add the shading on the outlines, especially the areas on NES era Mario. And of course, I have to make him less detailed because even though he will look out of place with the other characters in SSF2, I think he's meant to be a video game character that was influenced by Popeye the Sailor. So yeah, that's about it. here's the final result. I think I did an alright job at replicating the style from the game, and to be honest, it looks more like the type of pixel art you see in the late 2000s to early 2010s, which I think it's part of the art style, I guess. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you think I replicated the style right. And that's it for the video. For me, I find the style amazing when it comes to art and creativity. It's basically a go-to for the SSF2 modding scene, especially when you're making the sprites in the style of that game for the very first time. And I know, the style isn't perfect, but at least it's one of my favorite art styles of all time. In my opinion. If you want to see more videos like this, again, let me know in the comments down below. That's it for now, and I'll see you later.